Sound now? All right, this is miserable. Let's try this again. Let's see if we're on YouTube. Trying to give Restream another try. Oh, what the fudge? All right, there it is. I'll try to sort this out. All right. Okay, I've got sound here. Well, that's funny. My cousin found my channel, so she commented. That makes me laugh. Well, welcome in. I see Jody's here, or was here. I don't know if anybody's still here. But we're doing a Sunday night live. Lots to talk about. So just give it a minute. Trying this software I've been struggling with to get going for a long time. So as people wander in, familiarize myself with this. So I've got chat. It's like everything is here. What is this? Music? Background music. We definitely, oh, it's AI generated. Forget that. Let's go back to chat. All right, still here. All right, so I've got one laptop running my channel so I can watch what's going on in the chat. Then I got this Restream chat thing going on here, so I'm gonna have to get used to this. I could probably back up a little bit. I don't need to be right here, so that's a little better. Let me post a little notice that we're live. Because, oh yeah, I want to experiment with something else. See if a hashtag is going to work. What was that thing called? Back to the beginning. Oh, yes. Oh, I could have done it right there. Oh, I should put a title on this. Okay. Sabbath. Back to the beginnings. I'm so out of it right now. All right. Someone else found the stream too. Welcome in. I'm still just getting set up here. We're going to be talking about Black Sabbath. We're going to be talking about some stories. I know you guys like to hear stories. I'm just fumbling around with a new streaming software, or I guess it's a browser-based streaming service called Restream. Had terrible luck with it in the past, but I think I was overthinking things, and it seems to be working not too bad. I just have to decide whether I like it or not. I didn't want to go outside today because it's kind of threatening rain, and there's some stuff I want to show you. Back to the beginning. Back to the beginning. That's what it was called. Back to the beginning. All right, let's post that, and then we got to give this thing a title. It's all good. It's all good. This is about the pace of how it normally goes, right? Right, Jody? You're used to this routine. All right, let's get back into studio here. And then I should be able to name this title on this live stream. Guys that are good with this would have some music playing, but we're not doing that today. Too many copyright strikes, too much baloney. Just talk amongst yourselves. Or if you're the only one here, talk to yourself. I'll be right there. I haven't done the laptop stream in a while. I wanted to make sure I hadn't forgot how to do it. But as I said too, there's, as much as I'd like to have done this outside, it's almost calm enough to actually have like a bonfire going. And it's cool enough to make that sensible. It just wouldn't work with things I want to talk about today. Okay, let's see if this here. Welcome in Chris Hill to our live event, Sunday night stream. This is going to be a bit of a reaction stream to the big event that happened over the weekend. No, it wasn't my birthday. It was that thing they had going on in Birmingham in the UK, where a bunch of blokes got together and made some music. I got a few things to say about that. Welcome, Justin. Larata is in the house. Everybody say hi, Larata. I'm just slapping a title on this live stream. So get acquainted with one another and then let the fun begin. All right, this is... No thumbnail, no nothing. Forget that. Close that. Josephine, welcome in. Dad, good to see you. No, I'm almost ready to rock here. I know you guys came ready to rock. Not doing that, not doing that. Let's see. Don't do that. Call this music. Comments, you guys want to have chat activated? Okay. All right, I think that's it. Yes, Ozzy in a chair singing. That's actually a better title. Ozzy in a chair singing. Welcome in, welcome in. A bunch of people chatting already. Nice. Yeah, so if you're new here, I talk about stuff that's on my mind. And the reason I do that, because if I don't, then my head fills up and eventually it just explodes and then it's a big mess to clean up after. So as I'm going about my day, I think of things that I need to offload mentally. And you guys are my, I guess, apparent willing victims because you clicked on this. But I promise there won't be any mess because when we vent, my mental faculties in a managed kind of way, it all works out well. So that's the purpose of this YouTube channel. It's not to be a business or make money or get clout or whatever. It's my own self therapy. So welcome into our therapy session. I'm glad to see so many therapists here helping me on my journey. And yeah, I started this channel at the beginning here just for something to do. I saw some content creators on YouTube. I've been a YouTube consumer of content for 15 years or however, and then just seeing the way people are presenting their channels nowadays, it's like I can do this. So I started talking about a bunch of different stuff, and it seemed the music content really caught on with the people that were regularly tuning in, and it kind of aligned with some of the things that were interesting to me at the time. So music plays a big role in this channel, although it's not per se a music channel. I like talking about my opinions and giving my perspective on stuff. And I guess there's enough of you out there too that thinks that's a good use of your time to check in with me. I'm delighted. I really appreciate y'all. So let's see. Okay, this, as I said, I'm using a new. Oh, that's neat. Well, if I click on. All right, that I can't do. So I can highlight. No, well, what? Whatever. I can highlight chats on this service. So that's kind of cool. But it seems like it's lagging. Unless you all left already. Whatever. Oh, no, we're all caught up. We're not going over to watch Bao's live stream. Nope, not going over to watch Bao. He's taking the night off. He had some kind of Illuminati event that he couldn't talk about. So we'll catch up with him later this week or earlier in the week. So what do you want to talk about first? And of course, in the title, I don't know if it's coming up, but I titled this thing Black Sabbath, #Black Sabbath, #Back to the Beginning, and story time. So we could do story time first, or a little bit first, a little bit of story time after, or we could start with Black Sabbath. I know there's a couple other music guys that would probably like to get into the conversation. I'll start with a story. There's a bunch of stories though. But it's music related. So if the guys come in late, that's fine. You can watch from the beginning at double time or whatever. But anyways, let's see. How do I keep this on point as much as possible? As some of you regular viewers know, I'm selling my house, and so I've been in the process of cleaning the house, actually doing some renovations. I laid some flooring down on the main floor. It looks really nice. I'm actually, now that I'm really the only one living here, there was a guy renting a room from me. He moved out last week or last weekend or something, and the place is clean and it looks good. And it's like, I want to stay here, but it doesn't make sense to stay here. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, I'll give you a little update on that. So I went over to my neighbors last week to share some news, and that's another story. I'll probably just do a whole video. Like it's like a saga, like one of these government accountability things. But we're not going to delve into that one here. But I went to share some news with them, and they said, "So what's going on? Where are you? Did you find a place to live?" Or I'm like, whatever. I'll find something. And then the one neighbor up said, "Have you talked to Mikey?" And I'm like, I was thinking of talking to Mikey, and you guys don't know who Mikey is, but it's a mutual friend of ours. And Mikey started this farm cooperative back in like 1982, and they've been running this off-grid community for the last 40 plus years, and he's still there. Like he's one of the founding pioneer members. He was the first one to build a structure to live in there, and so I said to my neighbors, like, I've thought about talking to Mikey about possible accommodations at the co-op there, but I haven't thought about that in a couple of months just because I've been so busy with other stuff. And she said, let's go visit him next week. So next week came, which was this week, and so we set it up to go visit him yesterday. And I had never been to visit. I've known, like we all worked together at a certain establishment near to where I live, and so we had always talked about getting together, but it just never happened. And so, kind of living off grid, you're sort of in your own little world. The reason you're living off grid is you probably don't want to be around people generally, and I can relate. And so, whatever, my neighbor set it up, and we went over there yesterday, and he was showing us around. It just blew my mind. So there's a potential for me to be living off grid. Really, total living expenses $240 a month to rent this little shack. So I'd be a shed dweller technically, but like there's this massive. Imagine like my hands like this, but multiply it by 5. This massive cook stove in the middle of this. It's a cabin. It's maybe I want to say 500, 600 square feet with a little sleeping area, but the main area is like a living dining room, kitchen, all in an open space, and then there's a boot room. But just this cute little shack. Hey, welcome in, Mr. Osgood. Just in the middle of the story. Who was the act that Sharon said was ejected and why? Well, I don't know. That's why we have these things. Some of you will be able to help out and answer that. But we'll hold your questions for a moment. But yeah, we went for this visit. He was showing us around like beautiful gardens. He was telling us, the stories of the structures he built and whatnot. So I was a little familiar of, where he was located and what they were doing, but just to finally see it. And then the possibility is like it might be vacant by the time I'm ready to move out of here and actually find accommodations. And I kind of like that idea because I like this area. The people, not so much, but the area is nice. And there's a potential to do gardening and maybe even some livestock. Like he's got a small flock of chickens, but it'd be a way for me to stay here for a while, like make sure my parents are still taken care of. They're both in fairly decent health, but that could change anytime, really. They're at that age, so yeah, it's looking kind of neat. Like I don't want to get too excited about it, but coming to this place, it's 5 acres, but this massive house, 4-bedroom house. Like it's all the modern conveniences. Like doing solar and off grid, it just doesn't make sense here. Like it would never pay for itself. Any solar system I installed here, I would never get my money back. But they've got at the co-op, at the off-grid co-op, just a little small solar setup for each cottage. There's a shallow well that he drilled. He said 17 feet down, and he gave us some of the water. It's just fantastic water, uh, just amazing. And so there's a little bit of generator power used, but super quiet, even quieter than I am here, and it's darn quiet. And so yeah, I don't want to get too overly excited about it, but it's intriguing, the thought that all these things are kind of converging, where I might be able to get back on the land here in Manitoba. If you're not familiar with the channel, that's where I'm from. I'm from Canada, the 50th state, so just to the north of Minnesota and North Dakota, in the southern portion of the province. So that's where I is. So in any case, yeah, I heard about this concert, the Black Sabbath final concert, some time ago. It was announced like back in March or even February. I can't even remember when I first heard about it. It might have even been Andy Edwards talking about it. And so I got a coffee going here. I got a Slurpee, water. I got cookies in case I feel faint, but I think we should be good. And so, when it was announced, people were speculating, is it going to be good? Is it going to be shitty? Is there going to be this animatronic Aussie on the stage that they wheel out? So, my people were talking about it back in the spring. And I'm like, it'll be interesting to see, like, all 4 original members. That's kind of rare that they're all still able to perform. Well, maybe it's not that rare, but like none of them have died. None of them are invalided or whatnot. The original lineup back to 1968. And so I didn't have a great expectation for this event, but I was aware of it. And then the event came. It was like, oh, that's like today or tomorrow. I forget when I was kind of made re-aware of it, whether it was Friday or actually yesterday. And so I was watching a little bit of Andy Edwards. He actually was doing his first live stream ever, because he doesn't live stream, and he seemed to be getting actually excited about it, which I thought was cool. I'd watch more Andy Edwards live streaming. If you're not familiar with Andy Edwards, he's got a music channel. He's from the UK. He's from Birmingham, England, and a Black Sabbath fan par excellence. Like if you want to know about Black Sabbath, talk to Andy Edwards. And for a while, they were talking about Axl taking Ozzy's place. Well, we're going to talk about Axl a little bit too. But yeah, so yesterday was kind of a busy day during the day. Like the event was happening in England, which, depending on where you are, if you're in the States or North America here, it would be like minimum 5-hour time difference. So if they started the event at 1 in the afternoon, like it'd be 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 7 a.m. by the time it started here. And they had a lot of acts, and Edwards was going through all these different acts, and Andy was kind of playing around. He had Brummy Dave come on, and by Brummy, Brummy is a nickname for someone from Birmingham, England, and so Black Sabbath is from Birmingham, England. There are a lot of huge acts in rock and roll that came from that area, the Midlands of England, and so as a proud Brummy, Andy Edwards has created an altar called Brummy Dave, and so Brummy Dave made an appearance, and then and so he actually did 3 live streams in one day. I guess he broke them up into hour and a half segments rather than doing a 6-hour reaction video. But I didn't have time to watch the live stream. I suppose you can subscribe, or you could have paid for a thing, but I'm what they call a poor, and so I don't have money to just throw at something like that. And maybe somebody could tell me what the live stream cost. I'm poor. I'm poor to the point where I didn't even want to look it up, because it's like, yeah, I'm not going to pay that. So you heard Ozzy's health didn't permit him to attend. Must have rescheduled without telling me. No, Ozzy was there, unless that was animatronic Ozzy, or I have a theory too. It could have been a whole AI generated event and a lot of CGI that we were watching. So I'm just saying. But from what I saw, it looked good. I was excited. To me, like, before we can go any further, I'd say that is the rock and roll music event of this decade, of the 2020s. I don't even know if that's controversial to say that. I mean, the last big one was Ozzy being inducted to the Hall of Fame just last year, or in the last 2 years. I forget when that. I think it was last year. I mean, that drew a lot of attention. And so this isn't all about Ozzy. It's about the band Black Sabbath. But we'll go through kind of my take on it. And of course, I want to hear your take. But Ozzy was there in the flesh, propped up in that chair, like that throne, that sinister demon lord throne. I don't even know what you call it, like some kind of ghoul. And he was doing it. He was doing the stuff. He was singing it like like I was getting the impression he was gonna today he was gonna announce a new world tour, with the Ozzy Osbourne band. Like, he sounded great. The band sounded great. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that kicked ass. That was heavy metal, man. I was blown away, impressed by Ozzy and Black Sabbath. There were a few other acts, and I'll share again the progression of my day. Like, I was running around, had lots of work to do around here yesterday, so I didn't have time to just kind of immerse myself in the event. So, I'd come in for a little break and see what Andy Edwards was talking about. And he's like, oh, well, Slayer is on the stage now. And I should try my English accents. Oh yeah, Metallica is about to take the stage. No, I'm not gonna do the Brummy accent. I don't think I can. But the way it worked out is, at the end of the day, rather than seeing the live streams, that's when all the clips were coming out on YouTube. So throughout the day, I guess people were uploading on their cell phone cameras, and a song here, a song there. But by the end of the day, there was like the whole set for Ozzy, the whole set for Guns N' Roses, the whole set for Metallica, the whole final set for Black Sabbath. So starting at around 9 o'clock my time, I sat down and started going through all these individual sets. And I guess the one clip I started watching, it was just a clip of War Pigs, which was the opening song that Black Sabbath did. And everybody in the crowd was singing along. And it was like bootleg quality, so you could hear all the people around singing along, and it sounded like Ozzy was singing out of tune to the music. And I thought, oh, he's blowing it, like he can't hold a tune anymore. But then after I went back and saw like the better quality clip from start to finish, and oh no, he hasn't lost anything. Like, well, the energy, but the energy up here, like it's still there, man. I was again blown away, impressed. I guess we'll save the Aussie Black Sabbath stuff for a while, but then I was watching some other acts. So, well, I guess let's start with the good first. Um, what's his name? Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. Is that his name? He was there, and they made like these different super groups. This mashup with all these different artists. I didn't catch all the introductions, but Steven Tyler from Aerosmith was on stage. He's 77 years old, jumping around like he's 22, and his voice sounds amazing. Like I couldn't believe that. Well, no, I can't believe it, but I was very impressed with that performance. Still knows how to work a crowd, has those gay tassels hanging off his microphone stand. He's just as flamboyant and fruity as ever. He looks like, I don't know. He's a weird looking dude. But man, can he sing? And they did a rendition of Zeppelin's "Whole Lot of Love," which I loved. Like it was a metal version of "Whole Lot of Love." So I mean, what's not to like about that? So I like that super group. They had another super group, did a few songs. There was I saw there was a clip of Jack Black. It was like a studio tribute where he had a couple of teenage musicians working with him. From the looks of it, or maybe they were even younger, but like they were little kids. And Jack Black was dressed like Ozzy with the frilled sleeves on the leather jacket, and Ozzy blazed across his chest. And Jack Black actually does a really good Ozzy voice, but I don't like Jack Black. I don't appreciate. Maybe I don't know. I don't think I've seen any of his movies, but just kind of his delivery. It's like in one sense it was honoring to Ozzy, but at the same time it was a little weird. Like there's just something a little off about that guy to me. So I don't know. It's just a personal preference. It's an aesthetic thing, as Andy Edwards would say. So I didn't get to see all of the clips I wanted, because by today, a lot of them were getting yanked down for copyright, but I did see a good amount. So then, who else was good? Like I wanted to see the Slayer and Anthrax, but I kind of was fading last night, so I'll have to go. And I haven't been on YouTube today much at all, so I'll have to go back see if those are still available. But then, yeah, I wanted to see Guns N' Roses, and that had to have been AI. Like that wasn't real, was it? I don't know. Axl, his voice, I don't know if he's lost it, but it just didn't sound good. Priest was there. I did. I know very little. Like I want to get your takes at the end of this little discussion. What were your favorite acts? I'll have to go back and find Priest. I'm sure there'll be an official version that Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne's channel will release, but all these unofficial versions, they were getting struck by the copyright owners, which aren't necessarily Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne. It would be the studios. Yeah, I'll want to go back and look at that. But yeah, Guns N' Roses. I'm sorry, that that sounded horrible. Um, they did Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and it seemed like Axl was just straining. Uh, it's almost like he was doing a mock falsetto, or like I he sounds like I would have sounded trying to do a falsetto. But yeah, Jack Black's Mr. Crowley. You know what? Yeah, let's go back to Jack Black. You know, he was vocally like very accurate uh, with the intonations, but it's like the antics. You know, he picked up the little guitarist during the solo, like Ozzy would to Randy Rhoads, and there was just like this cheesiness, goofiness to it. That I don't know. I just it doesn't appeal to me. So it's not horrible. He's not a bad guy, but it's just he's. I've never appreciated his delivery, and I was thinking about that today. Like back in the day, the big names were like Robin Williams, and it's like I remember Robin Williams from Mork and Mindy, the television show, and back then, like in the '70s, early '80s, like this guy was a nutcase. Like this was before he really hit it big in movies, but he was big on TV as this alien Mork from Ork. And I didn't know what cocaine was back then, but looking back, I was like, was this guy on cocaine, a mix of cocaine and ivermectin and lack of oxygen, or like what the heck? This guy is whacked out. Like he's literally tweaking in front of a TV camera, and people are laughing at it. But like the characters over the years, whether it's you know Dead Poet Society or my favorite Robin Williams was in Awakenings, like where he, uh, Mrs. Doubtfire is different comedy roles, like he's just so likable. To me, Jack Black doesn't have that likability, and again, that's an aesthetic thing or preference thing. So, uh, but yeah, I thought that was cool concept. It's just yeah, Jack Black. Uh, I'll give you a round of applause. Like the vocals were good. Like he's got talent. Like can't deny it. He plays. He's got some skills. Um, but yeah, going back to Guns N' Roses, like it just ah, like I don't want to diss them or trash them. Like I used to love Guns N' Roses back in the day, but I don't know. I would have put them earlier in the roster. That was somewhat of a weak performance. Slash has never been my favorite guitarist. I wanted to find out too if John Five was there with any of the acts. That's a guitarist I've come across in the last little while. I like John Five. He was working with Guns N' Roses for a bit. He's been with a few different acts. Uh, I like his style. He's got a really good sound, really smooth. Uh, what dreams may come. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of movies in the last 30 years, but you know the movies I do remember are back in the 90s and 80s and earlier. Oh no, I might have to make another coffee. Um, so yeah, Guns N' Roses. I don't want to go and just keep bashing them, but I was underwhelmed to say the least by that. And then Metallica was the other big name. I guess I believe those were kind of the final two acts. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, I think there was like Guns N' Roses and Metallica, and then Oz did his set, and then Black Sabbath closed out. I could be wrong. Like I didn't have the playlist in front of me, but that's kind of what Cosmic Sunbeams is all about. The weed. Well, come on in, twist it up if that's what you're into, or maybe you're referring to some musician named Weed. I don't know, but in any case, welcome. We enjoy your comments. But yeah, Metallica was the other big act. A lot of Metallica fans in the crowd, no doubt. But it seemed like they came to do their set was a Metallica tribute. I mean, did they play any Black Sabbath songs? I'm not a fan of Metallica. I've never liked. Some of it is listenable, but it's just too manic sounding to me. Like just their riffs and their tempo and their whole delivery, the lyrics. I like. I can listen to Master of Puppets. I can listen uh, to some of it, but it's like I never desired to see Metallica in concert. I think I had the album Master of Puppets. What else did I have? I had an LP of theirs too, one of the early ones, or EP. But yeah, like they were just playing all their own songs, and it's like, no, how about you play a couple of your songs and then do a bunch of Sabbath for that? That's what we're here for. So I was again underwhelmed. It seemed like they were doing a good performance. They were all had high energy. Uh, they put on a good show if you were a Metallica fan, but for people wanting to see Black Sabbath songs, wild trip, kick-ass heavy metal tributes done. Like I was hoping for more Black Sabbath from Metallica, just to get their take on it. Uh, again, if I missed a whole bunch of Black Sabbath songs that they did, but I think they were on the stage for about 45 minutes, or at least half an hour, from the clips I saw. But yeah, uh, I I enjoyed some of the other acts a lot more than Metallica. I'll just put it that way. But not being a Metallica fan. But yes, let's get on with the stars, and yeah, the Aussie set. What do you do? 4 songs or 5 songs? Like it was brilliant. I mean, he rises out. He rises out of the stage on his throne, sitting there, just twitching and smiling, and to me that was it was so good. It was so dang good. Just seeing Ozzy smiling throughout the whole night. Sorry, just checking my notifications. It was delightful. Like I've got the tribute album that he did with the live album with Randy Rhoads, and to me that album is one of the best lives that I enjoy. I'm not saying it's the best live album ever, but of the live albums I've owned, that is one of my favorites. Whether it was accurate to what the sound was like in an actual Aussie show, or if it was all post production, doesn't matter. It sounds great, and just the starting of the live opening with that gothic music, it's just it was the same thing. The same start of the show. It was like going to an Aussie show. I never had a chance to see Ozzy live. I don't know if I'm sure he came to Winnipeg, but I don't know if he was really on my radar at the time. What's the matter? Use here. He's confessing to guilt of some kind. We'll have to find out what that's all about. Kiss was there too. All right. Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of clips. Like, how long was it? It was like a 6, 8, 10, 12 hour event. I don't know. I guess have to wait for the documentary or something. I didn't realize Kiss was there. Again, I wasn't expecting a lot from this event, so I wasn't doing any research on it. I wasn't expecting it. And then yesterday, it's like YouTube blew up. Everybody was talking. Well, I guess you click on one video that has to do with Back to the Beginning, and pretty soon YouTube feeds you everything having to do with that. So that's all I was getting yesterday, and I was loving it because again, there's a bunch of clips I'm sure I missed, and I'll have to go back and find them. But that's a good one to look for. Rob Zombie, I don't know if I was ever a fan. I don't think I could tell you a Rob Zombie song. Oh, hey, cuz. We're just talking about Black Sabbath. So if you're a Black Sabbath fan, you're going to enjoy this. I saw your message or your comment the other day, or whenever you left that. AIC Unplugged, best acoustic ever. I have no idea what that is. Is that something to do with AC/DC? So now I'm off track. But yeah, rising out of the stage, grinning, hands in the air, victorious. It was so heartwarming. The Prince of Darkness is happy. It was great. And then, that dramatic music ends and they go right into I Don't Know. And I think that's been the show opener for forever. Oh, Alice in Chains. Okay, thanks. Yeah, all the 90s bands, I don't know anything about them. So. Subliminal eugenics lyrics. Well, that's a whole different level. But yeah, what a great set! Like you could see like he doesn't have the energy. He couldn't project, but he was hitting the notes. Like there was a couple of voice cracks, but the best singers' voices are cracking, when they're in their prime. But he was doing it. He was doing the set, and clap your fucking hands with a big grin on his face. It was the best. That was metal, man. That was so good. And people in the audience crying, like, it had it all. Over the top drama, over the top emotion, over the top talent. Oh yeah, Zakk Wylde, he's up there like this Viking leprechaun wearing a kilt, and there's these crazy guitars. I mean, he killed it. Like, I'm not that familiar with Zakk Wylde. I haven't really followed Ozzy's career like closely since probably the 90s, and so he's had a lot of talented people with him. Like Jakey Lee was actually there yesterday as well, which from what I understand, people were surprised. Like Ozzy and Jakey Lee kind of had some rough spots in their professional relationship, and then there was an attempt on Jakey Lee's life. Like he survived a gun attack or something in the last year. I don't even know. I remember hearing about that, but I don't have the details per se. And yeah, and I'll never forget. Could be I don't know. I refer you to Wikipedia to either confirm or refute that story. But yeah, it was just wow. Like I was super impressed. Like I said at the beginning, I thought Ozzy was going to be this animatronic Ozzy that, they would have people moving his arms, but like he was doing it. He was there like all the way. And then I guess there was a break, Well, they stopped the show with Crazy Train. Like everybody could have gone home after that. It would have been a completely fantastic event. I mean, Ozzy, the guy who came up with Ozfest, so that heavy metal acts can have their chance to just let loose. I mean, that was going on for decades. That was like a 20-year festival or something. It's just in the last few years they stopped doing Ozfest from the research I've done. I could be wrong. We got more La Rata in the house. Come on in, Tony. We're just talking all things Ozzy and Black Sabbath in tribute and honor of the final show yesterday, Back to the Beginning. So if some of you folks haven't had a chance to see it, that's what prompted this live stream. Like I had actually nothing to talk about that was that compelling. Everything going on between my ears was pretty cool, but just all the stuff I saw yesterday about this Ozzy Black Sabbath final show, it was too much. I got to splurge out here, and if there's some Lorada chat gang members that know anything about Black Sabbath, come on in, pull up a stool, and have ourselves a real good time here. But yeah, clap your fucking hands, go fucking crazy. Like he still works the crowd, and that's his thing. Like Andy Edwards used to joke, like Ozzy's stage move was basically to stand on stage and clap. And then when Randy Rhoads was playing guitar, he'd point at him. It's like, yeah, and he'd start laughing and clapping, and like that's his show. Like that's all he does. But then as far as crowd interaction, stirring up the crowd, like Ozzy's banter is amazing. Album with the Randy Rhoads there. Like that's as close to a perfect concert. Lorada lurkers. Sabotage. And no idea what was going on. Lorada is taking over. The internet chat gang. They're both lurking and commenting. It's all good. It's all good. Just wait till I get the emotes going. I'll fix you guys. But yeah, just the way Ozzy interacts with the crowd, like, and he was talking from the heart, like very thankful, very humbled. Like you could just tell he was having the time of his life. And then Black Sabbath took the stage. So there was a little clip they did at the beginning, just what's the deal with you guys? And saw these old clips from the 60s and 70s. And then you hear that church bell or the gong, like dong. And I thought, no way. They're going to start the show with Black Sabbath, like the song Black Sabbath. And it was a tease. They didn't. They went into War Pigs. But I that's the only criticism. That's the only thing that could have made that show better for me, is if they had played Black Sabbath, the first song off the first album. Because and then they just went into War Pigs, which was fine. Like, but I wanted to hear that song. That would have been so good. But then there's Ozzy. He's just singing those songs. It looked like he may have had a teleprompter helping him. No big deal. Probably should have a teleprompter so I don't say stupid things here. Always, no, I don't share the same love for the genre of music. I'm interested about hearing others' interests and passions. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, unless it's AI music, then Wasamata can go off, talk to himself. Uh, but yeah, the band sounded tight. Geezer Butler looked amazing, and then you look over at Tony Iommi. He looks like the same like he did in 1995. It's like what the, and just his fingers are still, or parts of his fingertips were shorn off in an industrial factory accident. He's got these fake fingertips, and he's still just playing that fretboard like nothing. Like he's got all the nimbleness, like no arthritis, and just a smile on his face. He's all thin and lithe and perfect timing. The Bill Ward was, he's kind of the surprise in that he's had issues with substance abuse, particularly alcohol. Like it's a blessing that he's still with us, but he was doing the job too, and on the drum kit. But Geezer Butler over off on the side, just hammering away on that bass. They totally blew me away. Like I did not expect that kind of performance, and they just hit song after song after song. NIV closing out with Paranoid. There was a couple others I can't even remember. Like it was just amazing. You're new here. Well, welcome in, S.J. Alexander. Just wrapping up some thoughts on the Big Black Sabbath tribute event. What do you even call it? It was a goodbye event. Man, I'm calling it here. That's the rock and roll event of the decade for the 2020s. I'm calling it, and that's it. And so welcome in, SJ. If you're into Black Sabbath talk and more music talk, you can go back and replay double speed and catch up. I've just got a little bit more to say about this, but yeah, just seeing the guys together, clearly having a great time. Ozzy again, just sitting on that demon wizard throne, having a ball. Like you could just, it's so heartwarming. And I mean, these guys with this nasty rock and satanic image after every song, thank you, God bless you all. It's like it's so good. Like Ozzy, he considers himself of the Christian faith, so what do with that what you will. I Anglican or something. I don't know what the particulars are, but it's just so funny, and that's part of the shtick of heavy metal and even prog and rock and roll is it's all tongue in cheek. And so I remember back in the the 80s, we had the Satanic Panic, and you had Dee Snider and Frank Zappa testifying in front of Congress, like, no, this is freedom of speech. This is our we're trying to get a message across, and this is the way we do it. And we're not Satanists, we're not this, we're not that. But regardless, for years and years, that Satanic Panic. Hey, are there probably witches and warlocks and people doing weird stuff in music? I don't know. I don't have firsthand knowledge. Let's put it that way. We'd have to ask Bao. When he gets back from his Illuminati gathering there, he might be able to tell us, reveal some more inside workings of all that kind of stuff. In any case, Yeah, that was so good. And then I guess the last clip that made an impact was the shots from backstage, and you could just see everybody. Oh, it was, the hugs, the pictures, the wisecracks. I mean, they were gathering together for a group photo, and there was like Ozzy in his throne there, and Black Sabbath, the band, gathered around, and then Metallica and Steven Tyler, and all these. There was like 20 people around that throne, and for a big group shot. And I don't know if it was the cameraman or somebody said, "Your balls are hanging out." So I don't know if it was referring to Lars Ulrich or somebody else. And without missing a beat, Ozzy said, "Again." Like his wit is still as sharp as ever. Uh, his his humor is spot on. He is such a character. Well, they all are, and I was so appreciative to have a chance to participate through YouTube in that event. That was amazing, and I haven't even seen all of it. Like I was just catching the obvious parts I wanted to see. Uh, yeah, I was let down by a little bit, but yeah, I'll go back look for Kiss and Judas Priest and others. So, when was Black Sabbath formed? In 1968. And yeah, like that's the miracle of Black Sabbath. Like they're like that's 50, 57 years. 57 years. They're all together, or they're all in good enough shape to get back together and do one show and leaving on top. Like what other rock act? Yeah, somebody said Slayer was good. Uh, I wasn't a huge Slayer fan, but to the degree that I never owned any of their albums. But I heard Slayer did a good job last night. So yeah, there's definitely ones I got to go back and check out. So yeah, tell me. I want to know what were your favorites? Because yeah, what other band can you think? Like I saw the Rolling Stones had to cancel a whole tour, so there's some issues there. It's like then there's other bands. They just keep coming back and back and back after their farewell tours. Not saying any names. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, but to have all the members together, like AC/DC can't do that. I mean, they lost their lead singer, they lost the rhythm guitarist. Like, not all the guys are alive, right? Even Alice Cooper, they're getting back together, the original Alice Cooper band, but without Glenn Buxton. There's some studio clips on the new album coming up. I think that's even this month as well. I gotta keep my eye out for that. I'll save my allowance and maybe I'll be able to afford a copy of that. But yeah, I'm just super impressed by the whole thing. The sound was great on what, like, everybody sounded good. Keith Richards is a walking corpse. Well, Ron Wood was one of a member of one of the supergroup ensembles yesterday at the Black Sabbath event. But what a way to go out! Like, yeah, this is yesterday was a day to remember. A day went down in history. Like we were there. We lived through that history. Like it was amazing. Iron Maiden hit hard for me. Yeah, back in the day, I saw them live, front row in Winnipeg. Um, but it was one of their later tours. I think it was Crap, I can't even remember the name of the album. The one, the Egyptian themed album. Power something or other. Power Slave. That's it. Yeah, front row. Went to that one all by myself and just sat there in the front row and yelled my head off for 2 hours. Can't remember who opened for them. I don't remember a lot back in those days. You've got the Alice Cooper already on order? Right on. Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on Black Sabbath. I was not expecting that. That just slapped me upside the head. Like I woke up thinking yesterday was just going to be any old ordinary day, and then by the time I put my head in the pillow and fall asleep, I was like, wow, that was metal. The whole thing. So yeah, to have been in the crowd, I mean, listen to what Andy Edwards was saying, is like it is some unfathomable amount to actually be there live in person. It's like concert tickets make no sense the way they price them now. But Ian is the only original Jethro Tull. Well, Tony Iommi was actually a member of Jethro Tull for a brief period of time before the boys from Birmingham started Black Sabbath. So, but yeah, I'm still just so thrilled about that concert. Seeing Ozzy do a set with Zakk Wylde, and again, I'm not so familiar. I'll go back and give credit to the other onstage musicians, but Zakk, fantastic guitarist. I think maybe I might have to go for that Zakk Wylde beard. See if I can get it down to my belt line and start wearing a kilt. But that was an amazing set, and Black Sabbath just I had very low expectation, and they just totally just crushed it. Totally crushed it. So that's about it. I can only, I guess, gush on and on for so long about this. But yeah, I'll kind of transition to the next music related agenda item here. So I'm watching all this Black Sabbath awesomeness going on, and again, for some new people in the crowd, maybe not familiar with my story, but I'm in the process of selling my house. So I've been selling a bunch of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, just items that are need to go. Like my move from here is that I can't take all this shit with me. So I've been selling stuff up in dribs and drabs. And, I guess someone saw an ad. I have a couple of guitar practice amps, like these little 10-watt amps. They're tiny, and I have 2 of them. And I have them up for sale because I don't really need them. They work, they're fine, but they're these tiny little amps. And I actually sold my electric guitar last week. And the week before, I sold a nice keyboard I had. And then last year, I had a nice Taylor acoustic guitar, which I had sold. This electric guitar, it was a cheap Chinese-made guitar. It was. It went on to someone who's really going to appreciate it. And this keyboard, as well as the acoustic guitar, they kind of represent kind of an era of my life that I kind of wanted to get rid of it and move on to the next thing. So Rufus is doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Max is doing amazing as well. The other white dog around here. Yeah, Max was the one in last week's thumbnail. So anyways, I get this message on Facebook Messenger regarding my marketplace ad about these amps. Is like, hey, I kind of want to pull a Uno reverse card on you. I have a guitar, an amp, and a little bit of gear, and I need some money, like in a hurry. It's like $1,000 rig that you can have for $300. Gear hoarding is a good thing. You have 4 keyboards. Wow. See, my problem is my hands are all busted up, and it actually causes me discomfort to play my instruments. And so they just sat here gathering dust. I never did anything with them. But on with this story. So he's like, it's this Squire Telecaster, and Squire is owned by Fender, but it's the cheapo division of Fender. But he's like, I bought this $700 guitar, and so just hiding off frame here is part of a rig I bought for $300. So I haven't had a chance to fool around with it. I literally went to pick it up, came back here, and started setting up this live stream. What is this beautiful shape guitar? Made in Indonesia, but it's got the fancier wood fretboard. Like I haven't plugged it in, haven't touched it. Very nice. It's the Squire Telecaster. I can't determine what model it is, whether it's like a custom 60s or custom. But it's got a humbucker amp as well as single coil. Smash the ceiling here. Like it's very nice. Like the action on the dial pots, the switch is nice. It was a young kid. Like it looked like he was desperate. He was actually kind of sneaking around. Like he didn't want his parents to know he was selling it. I just said, "You're selling it on the sly? Whatever. It's all good. None of my business." But he said he had it for a year, and he needs the money. I was like, "There's not a scratch on it. It looks amazing." So, yeah, I couldn't even go a week without a guitar, and so then this got dropped in my lap. But then off to my right, which maybe is your left, unless this is reversed, which would also be your right. He had this 70-watt Marshall amp. That's part of the package too. So again, I've plugged it in and switched it on. It works, but I haven't plugged the guitar in. I haven't done any noodling. And as well, there's a special cranker earthquake pedal with the power supply. So I have no idea what kind of sounds this is. It's gonna give me some tone, but it's like, yeah, $300. Yeah, I know cheap guitars. It's like there's no need to buy a Fender or a Gibson. The cheap guitars are good. I've been seeing that for a long time. Well, let's. I don't know. And then there was a capo we threw in, as well as a neck tuner. The only thing he didn't have was a case. What are we doing here? Grab the cords. Oh, I mean cranked. Well, this looks like a nice amp. So if it sits in the corner for a month and doesn't get played or even looked at, I'll just sell it and get my money back plus, plus, plus. Earthquake pedals are great. Yeah, the only really effects pedal I had was a metal, a Boss metal pedal. Basically just a distortion pedal. Okay, which one is this? Is I mean, nice patch cords he threw in too. These are nicer than the ones I have. Fender patch cord. Okay, this one is in, so this goes to the guitar. Just figuring this out. I don't have my roadie hooking all this up for me. So. Let's see. Down. Oh, I hear sound. $300, good. I did good. Okay, that's way out of tune. So I don't think I'll be playing anything tonight because I'm not going to sit here and tune up in front of you guys. That'll take all night. I'll figure this out and noodle around. That's a funky sounding pedal, man. Yeah. Like I say, I'm out of practice. I basically was just able to strum chords and stuff like that. I never took lessons. I was self-taught, but my hands, whether they get just buggered up from the kinds of work I do, or I've had psoriasis attacks. You had no idea I ever played guitar. Well, now you know. So yeah, I'll figure that out. Figure this amp out. Like it's a nice amp. I don't think I've ever had anything more than 30 watts as far as an amp. So yeah, I'll play around, get the sounds sounding, and maybe we'll do a concert or something. Maybe not. I do suck. But that's the story. So yeah, I couldn't last a whole week without owning a guitar. So I guess the universe needs me to own guitars. And so what? Noodle for 10 minutes a day. Yeah. Yeah, they're not too bad now, but they get flare-ups like right on the inside of my thumb. So it's like you're trying to grip the neck. That's terrible. It usually happens like right in the folds at the joints. But yeah, I'm gonna have to dig up some guitar picks and whatever other gear I have around here. And that's that. I thought that was a real cool story. It's like, here, have a guitar. And the guy threw in, like, he's this young kid. Like I said, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get away today. So depending on how fast you need that cash, maybe just bring that thing here and we'll get you hooked up. And then I didn't hear from him. As I said, he was literally messaging me at midnight last night. Say, hey, I see you. You look like you know what you're doing on Messenger. I got something for you. And so I said, send pictures. He sent pictures like, oh, that's nice. And I said, oh, I'll get back to you in the morning. It's a real possibility. And yeah, let's hit that like, send super chats, subscribe. What else are you supposed to do? What's the matter? You take over. Let everybody know what they're supposed to be doing. The algorithm, yes. And so I got back to him this morning. It's like, yeah, let's do this. I can do it, but I can't get out there today. Like the way my day was looking in the morning is like, I'm not gonna have time. So I said, bring it out to me. And then I didn't hear from him. I figured, well, maybe he's got 3 other guys that he was trying to get some help from. But no, it looks like he got a hold of me later in the afternoon. Said, I don't have a license. Is there some time this week? And so it was right around 4 o'clock. I said, give me an hour. I'll be down there. So he lives 20 minutes away. So I got that taken care of, picked it up, drove back home, fed my animals, came upstairs, hooked all this up, or hooked all this live streams. Man, if I was doing this on my iPhone, we could have started like 45 minutes earlier. It's working. It's good. I can even do on this Restream platform. It looks like I can share screen, and I think you could do a panel on this. So. Well, I thought that was a cool story. It's like, because the guy I sold the guitar to, he and I hit it off like a week ago. Like that was Monday. I think I went into town Monday. This guy's like, "Ooh, that's nice," and it was like a Stratocaster copy, Oscar Schmidt by Washburn, but it was not very nice. This is very nice. I like this Fender Squire. I might actually enjoy playing this guitar, so I might play it. I want to play it. I don't want to just sell it, but I'm married at Pigtail. Everybody, go to What's the Matter You's channel. I guess I can link to your channel. Let's see. Oh, did I hide you? Oh wait, no, I got to do it in. Oh yeah, I forgot I could do this. Well, thanks for coming in, Chris Hill. Yeah, we're kind of winding. I'm just getting into the Incoherent Babble part of the show now. The show. This is my life. But yeah, this is what we do. We get together, and I just ramble. Okay, I think I can do it here. Ooh, you're number 3. Okay, I can go to your channel. See, it's It's only in the last couple of years I started actually participating in chats. Before I was always just a lurker. We're gonna give What's the Matter You some love here and promote his channel, his sorry ass channel. So everybody go subscribe to What's the Matter You. Let's get him to 10,000 subs by the end of the month. But yeah, as the channel owner, I guess, I can do this. But it's like when I click on your name on YouTube, it allows me to go to your channel to see if you're a real or a sock account or whatever. But the users in the chat, you should be able to do that too. You should be able to go to someone's channel and look them up. Like, why has it always been like that? That makes no sense. So this is What's the Matter You's channel. Go listen to his awful music. Subscribe. Give him lots of super chats. Or however that works. Bitcoin. I think he takes Bitcoin. So you'll have to share your wallet particulars with people that are watching. Yeah, if they're mods too, yeah. But it's like, why can't all users just click on another user and go straight to their channel? Like that doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly. I suspect that. So like, you used to be able to post pictures and stuff in the chats, like there you go. What's the matter? The subs are climbing as we speak. Yeah, if you guys got channels you want to promote, talk to my mods. Okay, let's hide this. Nobody cares. Oh, I clicked on somebody. Yeah. Everything's free on What's the Matter You's channel. So if someone is asking you to pay money for some content on What's the Matter You's channel, you're getting scammed. So yeah, YouTube is becoming less and less user friendly. Like, what's the latest this week? These XP points, these gay points. Is that for to be the king of the gays or what? It makes no sense. It's fun to mock, but it's like they're. I guess that if you're monetized and people are, because you could pay for your crown, right? You send a $10 super chat and you jump up to number one. And so the channel owner is like, hey, yeah, XP points. Let's see who can get to number one. But it's like, because YouTube is like, they don't make any money, do they? Like, their revenue generating ability is zero. So if they get 30% off a super chat, I guess it helps if they get more people giving more super chats and more memberships and more stuff like that. But yeah, I like the idea that you could do cash apps or donos through PayPal or direct. Screw this YouTube stuff. Like 30%. What the fudge? The thing is with XP is you as a user, you can adjust your settings so you don't have to participate. At this point, it's voluntary, but I guess you have to know the hack to get out. But it is fun, sort of mocking it, but super gay, super gay. But yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, yeah, there's other stuff to tell, but it was mostly this Black Sabbath thing just blew me away. Now this cool guitar rig, super pleased with that. Uh, might be going to live off grid with all the Sasquatches, southern Manitoba. It's a cool place. The thing is, I guess I don't know what the phone coverage is like there. I likely wouldn't take. Well, there's no internet coverage. I could take my satellite system because I've got satellite internet. It's not Elon's uh, uh, Skynet, but no more fruity crowns. Well, don't be too hasty. Those fruity crowns give you a YouTube cred sometimes. You're moving to Montana. Cool. Yeah, What's the Matter's been talking about. I guess that would be east for you. I mean, my plan was to be moving west once this house sale is settled. But if I stick around here on this off-grid adventure, I think that'd be cool. Just give them enough rent for a year. If I leave before the end of the year, you can just keep the rest. Whatever. $2,400 for the year, $3,000 to live. Like that's nothing. So yeah, well, when is that happening? What's the matter? Sounds like an exciting change. Yeah, there's I guess a little more updates, but as things develop. I talked with a real estate agent on Friday, so we got a strategy going. We'll be listing the house probably a week from tomorrow, somewhere around there. So could be a dental floss tycoon. Well, I'll tell you another marketplace story. So I've got this 5 acres here, and my dad, he used to be a home builder. He's retired now, and he was renting or he had bought a trailer, like an old semi trailer, and he was storing it at his buddy's place, his business in Winnipeg. But then his buddy said, "We need that space where that trailer is sitting," because there was a few of them, and they were just being used for storage, old building materials and whatever. And the owner of the business, he had stuff in storage as well, like his own stuff, and it was like a gravel and excavating business kind of thing, and aggregate hauling, that kind of business. So they were good buddies, and so I said, "Oh, okay." So he ended up selling his trailer to the guy and they moved the trailer elsewhere. But he came to me and said, "I've got all this stuff I want to hold on to. I'm going to buy a shipping container. Can we put it on your property?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So he said, "Yeah, you can use it, but as long as I still have stuff to store, I need a place to keep it, a container." So he bought a shipping container, got it delivered here. I've been using it, but it got to the point, well, we're selling the house. Uh, I'm going to sell the shipping container. Like, I'm not taking it with me. I don't need it. And really, in a real estate deal, it's hard to incorporate that into the value of the sale. It's sort of like, that's not going to get you. It's not like a feature where they're going to want to pay more. If anything, they'll say, throw it in and we'll give you your asking price. But anyways, I put up this shipping container for sale on Friday, kind of towards the end of the day, like 6, 7, 8 o'clock. And I've never seen a Facebook Messenger response to an item. I priced it according to what they're worth around here, which is $3,500 for a 40-foot shipping container. And within minutes, I was just inundated. Connect Customs and you are looking for greener pastures and shipping containers. Well, I'm sure there's lots of places out west where you guys are. Uh, and yeah, the shipping container thing, I'm not attached to it. And all the stuff that I've been attached to over the years, I kind of want to do a hard reset. Not quite the minimalist thing, but it's sort of like I've been accumulating stuff forever, and it's actually uh, messing with my head. So just like the YouTube is a form of therapy, parting with all this stuff is like very liberating. So it's like you're holding on to all this stuff. So I got to get rid of some of this stuff. So the shipping container is going, but I must have got 20 like serious responses, and in less than 12 hours, there were 800 people had clicked on the ad. It's like I've never seen a response to anything. I've had sold some things that got pretty quick responses, but not in that short amount of time. So a guy came yesterday afternoon. Uh, it's all full of stuff. So I had advertised it that I'm willing to take an offer on the contents, but the $3,500 is for a an empty container. So he said, "Well, I'll give you 2 weeks to empty it. Uh, I'll leave you a deposit." So I said, "Yeah, leave me a $500 deposit. And pay me the rest when you come pick it up." And so he said, "Oh, we'll stay in touch." And so now I got to get this container emptied. And, whatever I can't sell is just going to the dump or getting donated. And so, yeah, if you need stuff, stop by my place. I got all kinds of crap. Just give away. They get expensive when you have to bury them. Are you talking about containers or mothers? Because I know somebody of you was talking about mom. So hopefully your mom is doing good. Everything you own also owns you. Yes. Yeah, I never used the term hoarder. It was all like I'm reinvesting in my operation. So everything was like resource. I'm gonna use, and it's a bit of an old farmer mentality. It's like someday I'm gonna use this. It's like a lot of stuff that I've accumulated, I use it. Like it's not just sitting there collecting dust. But then, my parents sold their house, aunts and uncles sold it. Hey, let's take everything to Brent's place. Let's fill his house up with our junk. And I'm like, whatever. I'll sort through your crap, see if there's anything worth keeping. But then the boxes start arriving, and it was this and that. It's like at a certain point, it's like I had to tell everybody, don't bring me any more of your shit. I'm done. One thing Leech's Bao taught me over the years is material things are not important as you may think. Well, yeah. I mean, in general, like all these worldly possessions. And then I get rid of something I end up needing. Well, that's the thing too. Yeah. It's like that thing you've been holding on for 20 years, and finally it goes in the back of the pickup truck. I'm taking it to the dump. And then the very next week, it's like, what the? Why did I throw that out? Happened to me many times. So, but now we're just commiserating and feeling sorry for ourselves. I think that's it for tonight. How long have we been going? Probably too long. It started out as a feel-good Aussie Black Sabbath story. Now it's just a bunch of guys complaining about life. That's not what this channel is about. But in any case, yeah, as more things come up in my exciting life, I'll be sure to share them with you. I don't know if there's any. I'm not really going back in the comments. But I appreciate seeing some new faces here in the chat. So I don't know if you've been watching all along, but welcome to my insane nightmare here. My cousin's chiming in 3,500. Well, I guess delivery is up to them. So this guy that bought it, his buddy actually has the kind of trailer that you need it. 3,500. Yeah, someone commented that's a good deal. I wanted to get it out of here. So if you were looking for one, I guess I could have mentioned it. But you didn't come to the Father's Day thing. So. And yeah, I guess my burden now is to figure out how to get rid of. I don't need 30 tape measures, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't need duplicates, triplicates, quadruplicates of everything. They rot unless. This one's held up. It's been doing good. Yeah, I've been accumulating tools like crazy. Like part of my plan for this place was to have a bit of a repair shop going, and there's always equipment to be repairing. I mean, I've got this 77 horsepower tractor. It actually needs repair, but I pulled it into the garage. I basically not a bottom end rebuilt, but I rebuilt the whole top end of my pickup truck engine in there. I've done lots of work, lots of small engine stuff. So I was getting to the point where I could actually turn around and do that for money as a business proposition. So I've got all this shop tools, all of it's going. I'm not taking. Everyone needs at least 4 tape measures. Well, I have at least 4 to pass on to the next guy. So what's this? Different views? What's this? I'm just going to click it. If the stream ends, I'm just playing around here. Picture in picture. Oh, this is neat. Yeah, I'm going to have to play around with these features. OBS was very cumbersome. This looks pretty slick. Whatever. I'm just on this streaming software. There's some features that look interesting. But yeah, to my cousin, there's going to be a garage sale. Lots of good deals. Stop by anytime. Yeah, I was into restoring tools like block planes and like woodworking planes. I found some real crusty ones and I spiffed them up. I like buying stuff at auctions, finding deals. Routers that I never wrote. Yeah, routering. How to say it's better to have one and not need it, and need it and not have it. So that's the philosophy of the hoarder. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to try that this time. Well, I'll noodle around. Well, let's see. I don't know how to do that now. Let's see. Share screen. Like I'm watching on my monitor here to see if it's going to picture in picture. And nothing seems to be happening when I click on it. Unless no. Yeah, I'm not adept enough. I'm going to have to get a tutorial and see how this works, or watch the demo. I'm the guy that does it with. I just figured out on the fly, so I don't know how anything works. It's just self-taught at everything. Just don't consult the manual. Hunks of metal, yeah. I got tons of scrap metal to get rid of. All this metal, I had all these projects I was going to do. I was going to make welding tables. I sold my welders. Now I got to get rid of all this scrap metal. Whatever. I'm a crappy welder, so it's not like you were going to get. But I had all this material to make. One of my projects, I wanted to make a sawmill, a chainsaw sawmill. Not a bandsaw sawmill for sawing wood, but a chainsaw sawmill. So I was accumulating material for that over the years. And yeah, none of these projects, they're all just dreams, I guess. It's good. The mental exertion trying to figure out how to make all these projects work, it's done. I just need to figure out how to get it all off the property before possession date. So. Thank you, Jody. I think this was a fun live. It was a historic live. You folks were all a part of history. Black Sabbath fans and detractors alike. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about what I saw with. Again, just so warmed my heart seeing Ozzy just beaming, seeing that smile, hearing him joking around. You could tell they were just loving every minute, and the fans loved every minute too. So, anyways, enough rambling. I should go eat something. Cookies aren't going to cut it, and I think we'll do this again real soon. Oh yeah, just another phenomenon. The subscriber count kept going up and up this week. Not crazy amounts, but it's I'm just going to grow this channel by not putting any content out there. People are still subscribing. I don't know how that works. So I did a live a week and a half ago or Friday or something, and then didn't do nothing all week. And I even said I want to do another one through the weekend, and I never ended up doing one. And then people are still finding this for whatever reason they subscribe. Distracting you. Yeah, I mean that's what YouTube is best for, distracting. So it has been my pleasure to provide a distraction to all of you, and it has been your pleasure to provide your therapeutic expertise to unburden all my mental baggage. So I am very thankful for that. That's what we do on this channel. And so yeah, chew on a dove. Is that like a chocolate or something? Or you want me to go out with an Aussie impression, chewing a head off of a bird? I've got chickens here. They're pretty easy to catch. If you give me 5 minutes, I might be able to make that happen. I'm going to YouTube if I can see the last concert. Thank you for this. I thought it was. No, it was. Unless my original premise that it was all CGI and AI generated, none of it was real. It was all just. Elon and the Tech Boys made it or something. I don't know. But yeah, maybe next time I'll bite the head off a bird. I don't know if the algorithm is gonna pick that up. But whatever. We'll get to 1 million subscribers one way or another. But okay, enough rambling, enough silly jokes. I gotta figure out how to end this now. I've never used this. Yeah, here. It's got a button. End screen. End stream. So till next time, folks, rock on. Rock on. Metal. Clap your fucking hands.